Hello, I'm Todd Willinger, CEO of Redbird Flight Simulations, and I'd like to officially welcome all of you to the 10th Annual Redbird Migration Conference. For those of you that have participated in our previous events, you'll probably notice that something is a little different this year, which is, of course, the first time you're seeing me, I'm not holding a Diet Pepsi and leaning on a piece of furniture, watching way more capable people do the real work required to host this event. Now, you were probably thinking I was going to say the difference was you were watching this courtesy of the worldwide interwebs. But since the majority of our human interaction the past 7 months has been through those glorious technologies like Zoom, Meets, Teams, WebEx, or their cousins, I'm sure you've all adapted to whatever this attempt at normalcy has become, making that somewhat of an afterthought. But adapting is what we as an aviation community are good at, which becomes very handy, being that 2020 quickly turned into one gigantic emergency procedure with no checklist in the cockpit to be found. Sure, Bernoulli's principle has not changed over the past 275 plus years, nor frankly has anything else about how an aircraft flies. It's just that everything else has changed, not just the year 2020. From the regulatory environment to the people operating these magnificent flying machines, the business of flight training has and continues to evolve. Maybe not because it wants to, but because it must change to remain successful. That is what this conference has strived to focus on. Not specifically on what it should become, though Redbird has never been shy about sharing our thoughts in that area, but more about what it can become. Migration has never really been about teaching people how to fly, which may seem rather bizarre to those that view this as a flight training conference. Its objective has been to provide information and perspective sprinkled with some obligatory technical breakouts on how to use your favorite flight training devices. Information that might spark a thought or an idea on what your flight training organization can become. Maybe even some steps to take to get there. We have consistently featured speakers from disparate industries to provide different worldviews on similar or adjacent challenges, opportunities, and solutions that exist across industries. While I find those speakers exceptionally interesting and highly thought-provoking, that is one of the elements that will change for this year. The focus of this year's migration conference is aviation-centric. With everything that has transpired in 2020 and will carry on well into 2021, hopefully not much longer than that, hearing from the leaders of our industry about where we are at, what is transpiring, and their thoughts on where they feel the industry is heading could not be of more importance. Their insights should help shape our thoughts on the near-term plans for each of our individual businesses and how those evolve into our collective long-term visions. I would like to thank all the presenters you will be hearing from for so willingly offering their time and talents in sharing with us their thoughts and perspectives on the aviation industry. It speaks not only to the effectiveness of the leadership within our community, but to their own personal passion and commitment to have this industry thrive and succeed. When people from my prior technology lives ask me what is different about working in the aviation industry, the answer is pretty simple. There is no other industry where people are more passionate about what they do, and this is just another example of that. To each of them, again, my heartfelt thanks. For the past 10 years and the weeks leading up to the migration kickoff, there's always been a sense of dread settle in for me personally. Part of that is worrying about what has been missed, what will go wrong, and probably more importantly, what wild project is going to come out of Jerry Gregoire's presentation that will consume me for the next 6 to 9 months. I'm also sure that part of it is being away from the office for a week and enumerating in my mind all the things I could be working on that I'm not. This year, however, has been different. It was not dread, it was disappointment. For while the delivery of the information will certainly take a different form from years past, the value of that content will not change. What will change is the personal interaction with and between all of you. While technology is terrific and has afforded me a wonderful life, it can never replace personal human interaction, regardless of what Facebook is trying to sell you. You simply cannot digitally remaster Mike Barnes doing cartwheels and roundoffs in the hopes of it providing the same level of effectiveness that occurs in a live event. I tried it, and it just isn't the same. So I will miss seeing you this week, and I can only offer that we will try to make the 2021 Migration Conference even more special because of it. So a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. I sincerely hope you will enjoy the virtual conference and find this experience rewarding. Fly safe.